What's up guys, Derek from Legendary here. In this video, I'm going to show you the new Legendary Leads platform, give you a brief walkthrough. If you have any questions, you can shoot me a text or call the IVR or voice AI agent we have set up to answer any questions you might have. Let's get started. So once you get logged in, you're going to land on the Tasks hub. Here you can just create reminders or assign tasks to you or your team members. You can see completed task will end up here, open task will end up here. You can set a date for these as well if you want, and they will end up on your calendar. So we'll set this one for Monday and click save. So now you see it's got the date, and we can go to calendars and it will show up on our tasks here as something to do. So this is due by Monday, and now it's on our task calendar. You can have multiple calendars as well. So this one's for booking a call. You can see I can set it up however I want to. I can have it wide open for availability or restricted to certain days and times. And you could set up a Zoom link if you wanted, or leave it kind of off by default. You can also have a redirect after someone books. You can also embed this on your website. So if I wanted to, I could go to legendaryleads.co/schedule, and you can see I've customized how this looks. So someone could book a call through this, and it would fire automations and reminders based on what I set up in my calendar. So next up, we have Proposals Hub. And this is for sending proposals. You can connect Stripe or not. If you take payment in a different way, you don't have to turn these into invoices, but they can be converted to an invoice. So this one's already set up. I'll click Send Proposal. We do have verified e-signatures as well, so they'll get that proposal on their end. We have the full audit trail of when they open it. If they e-sign it, we get a signature certificate, and this is just the same as any of your other e-sign tools. You can see I can open this, review and sign proposal. It's going to load in a new page here, and I can e-sign right here. I have to check this, and that's what makes it legally binding, as well as clicking sign and accept proposal. And you can see proposal signed, signatures legally binding under the e-sign act. And now you can see that's automatically moved to the one stage in the pipeline, and we have a signed little check mark. So if I view, it's appended my e-signature right to the proposal, and we have that audit trail. So if I open up the certificate here, it's got the reference ID and all our information we need for that e-signature to be valid. Now, if I want to, I could create an invoice right from that proposal, and it automatically links to the customer. You can change any deposits, terms, any of that if you want to. And I'll just hit send, and I will send invoice. You can fill in the personal message if you want. So now that's been sent. Now it moves to outstanding in my invoices. And I got another invoice here. I can click pay now. It takes me straight to a payment page, and I can click pay now. It takes me straight to the Stripe checkout. You can also change if you want to accept different payment methods. This would be inside your actual Stripe account. So if you only wanted to accept bank transfers, which is a little bit cheaper but takes longer, that is an option you can toggle on. For me, card payments are just easier for a lot of my clients, so I do offer that and just kind of eat the fee or bake that into my costs. But there's an option as well. And all this tracks overdue. When it's paid, it'll move to paid automatically. You can also create a project from this. So if you're in the construction field or something that you need project tracking, this is all in here as well. So if I go to new project, I can actually import it from the proposal or the invoice, and it will pull that customer in, pre-fill all our data here, and we can set up a target completion date and save the project. And then if we want, we can mark what we're waiting on. So if we're waiting on permits, materials, we can put it on hold. You get those nice tags there. Once that comes in, we can move it to ready to schedule. So we know whoever's on our team that does scheduling will be able to schedule this job. Once they schedule the job, they can move it here. Expected start date be Wednesday. Say it's going to take 3 days to complete. We can hit set scheduled. And if there's anything potentially at risk, it will show you here. And we'll have a checklist here on the side for all the stuff needed to actually schedule the project. We do have subcontractors you can add as a contact as well, and you can actually schedule them on this kind of Kanban type system here. So You can see scheduled, but the contract deposit materials and permit are still outstanding. And now that is cleared, that we've checked those boxes off. And now it just needs a crew. So if we had a subcontractor, I can go into one of these and make them a subcontractor. You can see we can add trades if we want, and that will give us more specificity of how they'll pop up in our subcontractors search. So now we have a subcontractor, right? So we will go back to our job, schedule project. Now pops up that user or that contact that we have as a subcontractor. So we can schedule them there. And there we go. And now they are scheduled in for those 3 days potentially. And all that stuff could be moved and adjusted. It's not like a hard fixed schedule, but there is a process in here to also notify your crew and tell them the scope, give them the proposed days. So if you're dealing with subcontractors who are 1099, they can kind of get that notification and confirm. Once it's confirmed, you can mark that in the app and kind of lock that in. So now that's locked in there, and all that stuff, works out of the box. We also have portals you can create for your customers or subcontractors. Your subcontractors, you can collect W-9s and all of that stuff through these portals that you'll create. And all that stuff is verified e-signature as well. So that's all good to go. Now there is a light accounting feature in here. So it will track all your jobs and your material costs and show you your profit. And you can kind of click into these to get straight back to the project, which is pretty cool. That's the basics for kind of our business hub. We also have job site photos, which will be something you could take on the job. You can take multiple pictures, and it will also encode the geolocation of those. So you can base your projects based on, where they were taken. You can add them to a folder. You can sort by project, sort by date, sort by team member, and you can also add tags. You can attach them to a contact. So if you're taking, project photos at a customer's place, you can also assign them to those photos. So if I hit K and search, it's going to pull up my customer list here. Now I can assign them to Kwame. And if I go back to his contact record, he's going to have that photo assigned at the contact level. So I'm really happy with this feature. It's something like Company Cam. If you've ever heard of that app, we set out to build something kind of robust, similar to what they have. You can mark up photos as well, so you can kind of easily draw, put arrows, change the color if you wanted to highlight something. And then we do have an undo button, so it's easy to mark up. And you can do this from mobile as well. So we have a progressive web app, and it's going to save your annotated version and the original. You can add these to an expense if you wanted to capture receipts. You can create a task from these, or you could send a customer a report. So say these were before and after photos. I could add these to a report. It's going to build a PDF for you. And just like that, you have the photo report you could send right to the customer. So super slick little photo app here. Your contacts hub. So you can easily import contacts using the import contacts feature. So here's a list of contacts. We'll click next. It will attempt to auto map them. You can review if something needs changed. If everything looks good, you'll click start import once you've confirmed that those are your contacts, and it will import them. It will give you a report afterwards saying if they were successfully imported or if they're skipped for any reason. So now we have those contacts in here. From our contacts hub, we can send bulk SMS, bulk email. We can trigger outbound IDRs. We can add them to a workflow. We can add them to a pipeline and all that good stuff. So here's our pipelines. Now you can drag and drop and have this trigger automations. And you can see kind of at a glance the info we have on that contact. If you have their contact info, you can also click to email or text or call them from the system. So this will work with your connected SMTP and Twilio provider. Conversations tab. This will centralize all your contacts from Facebook, text, email, phone calls, Google Business Profile, all that stuff will flow in here. And you got your icons up top. You can do some stuff. You got merge fields here. If you want, you can check which channel you want to send from. It'll show you down there. The phone. We have our app agents you can configure using vaping. We will have videos coming on how to set all this up. We also have the inbound IVR, so you can map that out right in the app. You can record right in the app. You can upload audio as well if you want to record from your device and then edit the file before you upload. We have a power dialer system. It will give you a queue preview. You can set up your power dialer rules here. So if you want a certain window and outside that window, it won't allow usage. It will show you here, it's outside your calling window. You can click call anyway this session. And these are all demo contacts in here. But after each session, you'll get a report that looks like this, showing you the results. And you can also, after each call, disposition the call. So super powerful. The dispositions can fire automations automatically. You can kind of set up how these work right here. We also have just the keypad if you want to dial right there. Here's your SMTP settings. Mine's currently connected to my business email. Here's your calendar. We kind of went over that. Here's automations where you can create workflows. You can add it to a folder if you want. And then here's the workflow builder. You can select from triggers. So form submission. We got external communication, internal. This would be notifying your team via SMS, email, or in-app notifications. You can add tags, notes, move pipelines. We have if-else branches and also webhooks. So if you want to connect Zapier or any other tools, that's all available in there. You will get enrollment history and execution logs as well. Website Hub. If we build a website for you, your leads will flow directly into your CRM. You'll be able to kind of track your page visits and site performance right here. We can create a blog for you. So it'll look something like this with your branding. And we'll have lead forms on your blog as well. So here's what it'll look like on the actual blog archive. Now you can create lead forms here. This one was for the blog. This is where your leads will land. We have a chat widget you can install on your web pages. And we have analytics here, so you can see all your site stats, conversion rate, etc. Social Hub. So this is a new post I just made before this video. You can schedule a month's worth of content here if you want, and it will post automatically to your Facebook at the scheduled time. You can view it live to go see the post. And Google Business Profile is coming soon. We have to wait 60 days after our creation of the Google Business Profile to actually get this connected. Facebook's fully integrated, so that's good to go right now. You can see your statistics here for all your posts, and this will update over time, or you can click refresh to pull in the new data. See it pulled in that reaction. But with that being said, if you want to try this software, feel free to jump in, schedule a demo with me, or just start your free trial and play around with it. If you do want a website or anything like that, there will be some options in the sign-up process where you can get discounts. That will be just a one-time fee for the website build, and then the cost of maintaining the website is just bundled in with your software costs. So hopefully that helps, guys. Appreciate you. Stay legendary. We'll catch you on the next video.